That's the challenge. That's where it is, balance. And has to do with time of possession, turnovers, you name it. You gotta, as Bill Parcells used to say, in a struggle, make sure everybody gets tired at the same time. If you're the one that's tired and they're not, you've got a problem. Well, the point is that I think we can look to a balanced. I'm confident in being around Brian operating as head coach that he practices that theory. I like the way he calls the plays for balance. I like the way he tries to wear the team down, opposing team down, the defense. For instance, that Chicago game is a shocker. I still don't know how that happened relative to we had them worn down real good in the first half, and we let them get up. So bottom line is I like what we're doing. For fact, we have some outstanding young players that weren't with us early, especially over on defense, that will help us as we go forward here, and they'll be on the field. And then offensively, we're in a rash of injuries right now, but such as the Lamb injury, but we can look forward to them getting better. So I see us getting better, and I know we're learning the schemes, for instance, on defense with Flus and his philosophy. I know learning what to do is real important. We have made changes over there, and so it's important to not only learn them, like if you were taking a test, but it's how to be able to practice in the nuances of how fast to get there and how not to get there too quick. There's those kinds of things other than knowing exactly what to do. Bottom line is I think we're getting better.
You know, Jerry, I'm glad you're talking about that balance because Kevin and I have been talking about the balance that this offense has had a lot since the season started. What were you expecting from Javonte Williams when you signed him, and has he shown you more than you expected?
Well, if you looked at him his first year or two at Denver, that would set your expectations pretty high. He was impressive, and you're seeing that. That's exactly what you're seeing. And he's an outstanding teammate. He's an outstanding player in that running back group. And so he's everything you want, and he's obviously, I'm going to use the word violent, but he's obviously got big size, and he knows how to throw it around when he's running with the ball. So we're really pleased. That one right there is actually better than you could have dreamed for and hoped for. So that's good. We're going to be more than likely seeing Blue this weekend. That's not for sure, but we could. And he's got that speed, and he's had a lot of evolving to do. He had it when he was at Texas, and he's also had it here in the pros of just being professional about the approach to things. And he's doing that, and he could add a real dimension that is exceptional with him, and that speed, burst.
Yeah, I think we're really excited about the potential of being able to see that. Real quick on Javonte, did y'all ever have any conversations with Sean Payton about the player himself?
Well,
I bet you they're not going to mention that SA case. Oops, I just said that all loud.
Well, he was a free agent. And, of course, we have a part of the process, and Sean's friendly with us, and we're friendly with him. A part of the process is that evaluation, and it would be abnormal if you hadn't talked to their former coaches.
Gotcha.
You know, Wanye Thomas, it looks like he's going to get more playing time this week. Obviously, he played a lot last week. His brother is on the Jets, and whether it was with your sister growing up or your kids, what happens with a sibling rivalry in a competitive environment?
There's nothing like it. I have a sister that's a couple of years younger than me today, and we still play around with each other verbally and just really, I call her Snookums. And that's the nickname I've been calling her since I can remember. And we've had a great life together. She's wonderful. apple of my eye, and every time I look at her, I think of our parents. And so, boy, siblings can be beautiful, and they, like your mother, can say things to you that nobody else can. I was getting on a private plane with our entire family years ago, and there were maybe 15 of us getting on. And I was saying sternly as the taskmaster, I want everybody to be in charge individually of your bag. Whatever you do, I'm not going to have any mercy if we get there and somebody's left bags back here in Dallas. And so, boy, we all get on. We fly about 3 hours away and get off. There was one bag missing, mine. Mine. Well, my sister, everybody, I was so mad I couldn't see, left it all the way back in Dallas, and we were riding along in this van. She was up in the front. Everybody
Story
just
time.
quiet because they knew I was about to pop. I was so mad at having left my bag, and knew how hard it was to get it back to meet up with us. Well, finally up front, she started quoting me of my lecture to everybody before we took off, and of course, I almost caused a wreck trying to get to her to pinch her or something. But only sisters and brothers can act that way.
That is fantastic. I love that story so much.
Now, I know going into the Jets game, the easy thing to say is like you have to win every game. Every game matters in the NFL. When you look at the schedule for this team in October, how important is it that the Cowboys take advantage of a theoretically weaker slate of opponents if y'all are going to get to where you want to be?
Well, every game, this past weekend, this tie, as much as we can look at the negative of the tie, we can look at the positive of it too. It's a big difference in losing it and tying it on the very thing you're talking about, and that's that record. And it looks a long way away at this juncture of the season when you've only played 4 games. But, boy, when you get down there to the end, every fraction, every game, every half game makes a difference, and that is the case here. Of course, we're playing them there in the Meadowlands, and that's a tough thing. They've got some really voracious fans up there that like to have fun with us. So we've got our hands full, and of course we're playing walked wounded. In the NFL, it's not the thing to do to talk about you're a little short-handed with your injury. So we're not going to talk about that. But the facts are that a lot of people are going to get an opportunity to play Sunday that we hadn't planned on.
So are you saying I should not ask your concern level with potentially 4 of your 5 offensive line starters missing this weekend?
Listen, the old adage, but boy, it's hollow sounding sometimes. Next man up. That can be an empty room, boy.
Jerry, Shotty was on this morning with Sean and RJ and Bobby, and they were having a great conversation. And the more we hear from this guy, the more we love him as the coach. What do you think you've learned about Shotty that you didn't know before this season started?
Well, what you're seeing is an amplification of what we did know about him, and that is his in-depth knowledge of the NFL and football, his philosophy that all coaches develop as a composite of their experiences. Well, he's had those 30 years of experiences at a very young age, and here he is, barely 50, and has all of that experience, yet never has been the head coach. Well, boy, that gives you a level of energy, or that gives you a level of wanting to show them that you can't buy. And, of course, you're seeing his maybe best skill, and that is people skills. And not take anything away from his technical knowledge of how to coach. But he will do just what you'd expect. He'll wear them out in spending time and work. He's there all the time. And that's what you get by virtue of having done it before in this age. And so I'm excited about what he's bringing to the team. And he's got this team right now playing, in my mind, on all its cylinders.
And Shoddy is another big proponent of the next man up theory. I know Jalen Tolbert already had a spot and played plenty for this team, but what have you thought about his performance in the absence of CeeDee Lamb? Because that's another person that you've expected or you need to step up.
Yeah. This is when it can happen for him. I remember when we drafted him, we thought he was one that we could have drafted it a round earlier. And I think it's third round on him. But the bottom line is that I think he's just getting his real chance to do what he's practiced so hard for, countless repetition. And you like to see that, and as often will happen, the more catches he'll get, where he's going to, I think the more he'll make the play for you.
Jerry, you're a big proponent. You're a big character in pop culture. Also, have you got a chance to listen to all of Taylor Swift's album yet? And will she be invited during the Thanksgiving game against Kansas City this year?
Well, the answer is I don't want to do anything to jump the gun, but we would have an elaborate seat for her if she should attend the game. There's nobody a bigger fan of Taylor Swift than I am, and but more importantly, we all are. And so I appreciate buying through her Kansas City connection there the kind of interest that she has and that she has brought to the NFL. So I can't get enough. I can't get enough Taylor Swift.
Now, yesterday, Dallas County judge denied a motion for summary judgment in the pending litigation of the sexual assault case. Are you worried that this is going to go to trial? Can you tell us anything on that front, Jerry?
Well, I think we're into this 7 years, and it's the system. But it's been there for 7 years, and that's all that I can comment about it. But it's the same one that's been around for a long time, and I've allegedly, when I was taking a picture with her after the New York Giant game 7 years ago, I allegedly kissed her. And, of course, I don't remember that or deny that. There's no pictures. There's no witnesses, in my view, and this thing is needs to move on down the road.
Do you feel like it's your legal team at all that's kept this going for so long?
I think it's the system, but I'm not going to complain about the system that we have in America. It's flawed, but it's the best there is in the world. And so, you just see where it goes from here. But I don't. She's actually had is the godmother or a relationship with. That's how she got invited to the party after the game against the Giants, and so she was there along with several hundred other people, and it just is a case of trying to, in my mind, get money that you don't deserve.
Well, we appreciate the time as always, and good luck in New York.
Great, guys. Let's have a big game, boy.
Yes, sir.
It's important.
There you go. Yes, there you go. Jerry Jones right here on 105.3 The Fan. I don't know why I said great good luck.
You know what? It was very much like go get Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. One of them getting fired. Now, why would you end the interview on that side? You're supposed to, Lord have mercy, boy. You know, the pressure is real. At the end of the day, management 101 in the conversation is build, break, build, right? So when in management or even when interviewing, you build them up, like, right? Hey, man, you're doing a great job as X, Y, and Z. I like what you're doing. And then you tear it down, Hey, by the way, I'm hearing some things that's finna happen. The courts have motioned to move it to 2026. of the SA allegations that you got, can you inform us on what's going on? Because this is kind of alarming. And then he would go through but nevertheless, and then after he do that, then you're supposed to go into the conversational pool of like, hey, man, your quarterback having a great year, But Jerry is left with a hard ache right now, boy. He may not even survive going back to the house now, God, dog, did y'all hear Jerry? On the doom, the dum, the doom, the day, the boo, the do, the day, the boo, the boo, boo, boo. Shit. They wrong for that. Now, I'm pressuring them to ask the hard questions, but come on, man. Give the man a little rope. They left Jerry without rope. All right, so to take back or to listen to what Jerry had to say about, dare I say, the Jadon Blue, he could get his first start. And hold on. Not to move on from that conversation. He said it happened 7 years ago. And he said the judicial system is flawed. Granted. You better be blessed that you got the capabilities and the money and the remunerations to drag and stretch and pull and carry something for 7 years, 7 seasons. 3 different head coaches within the confines of that time frame, right? Now, if I'm the NFL, that could be conduct unbecoming. Because anyone else with those type of allegations that's hovering over their head would have been situated as conduct unbecoming, not fit to be able to lead the league in these particular junctures, right? This is all I'm going to say. They should be like breaking news. The NFL fined Jerry Jones conduct unbecoming because this is negative news that's bringing down the Shield. And unfortunately, no one is bigger than the Shield, right? And there should be consequences and repercussions for said actions or what have you. But I'm not finna go down that road. But I'm just letting you know that's what happened before, to someone who never even. For us, how convenient it is for us, ladies and gentlemen, not to have cameras. Yeah, you got cameras everywhere. Shoot. Yeah, you got cameras everywhere. I mean, I can't even walk outside and check the mailbox without a camera on me, right? Whether it's the neighbor's ringer, my ringer, or someone's ringer. And if you're in that stadium at $3.5 billion playpen that it is, his camera's there. Yeah. But Elbert said that was very inappropriate. I feel you. Los Altos says I would be satisfied when I see the W. All right, so let's talk about this. What week are we going into, y'all? Riggs, JV boy, Riggs. What week are we heading into, ladies and gentlemen? And Big Amish says it was post-game party, and he said about 700 people were in there. Where was the party? Yeah. Hello, Law. Today is my girlfriend, Cataline. We are celebrating our 11th year anniversary celebrations this week. Appreciate you. So, Fulton, we hope that, we're going to have a celebratory win victory this particular situation. Yeah, Trey G said they shutting Law down as we speak. They probably is right now. Appreciate y'all. Do me a huge favor. Put a 1 in the chat if the audio is straight. So we heading into week 5, Jet Week. What if I told you at the start of the season that the Cowboys would have only 1 win heading into week 5? How would that make you feel, ladies and gentlemen? How would that make you feel? And that's where we at. We have 1 win for the season. We have the number 1 offense in the National Football League. We have the 32nd ranked defense. We going up against a team that have 0 wins, right? So technically we have, my bad, what's her name? Audio going in it. Cataline, appreciate you. All right, so is the audio going in and out? Put a 1 in the chat. Well, put a 2 in the chat if the audio is straight. Put a 1 in the chat if the visual straight. Let me know before we get the show going. I appreciate you guys. And if we offended anyone, charge it to my beard, not my heart. Right? Let me see how y'all feeling. Not surprised. Just log out, come back in. For most people that's having technical difficulties with the audio, okay, this is what it could be then. Yeah. Let me see if I can help y'all out. Go to your cash. I'm going in and out. Mic check.
Yeah, on paper, they're a better team.
All right, let me shut this stream down and then we'll come back. All right, we got too many people